Hello everybody, welcome to this Demo YouTube. I will present you this time the monetary economics from this monetary economics part, theories of demand for money. Before we start or before attending this video, I request you for those who are not a family of this Demo YouTube to subscribe to get day-to-day information concerning different economic courses. Now for this today, theories of a demand for money. What are the theories? In the last video presentation, I presented the origin and development of the payment systems. Today is the theory of a demand for money. Why people demand or want to have a money, why people want to hold a money is given by different economists in the theories. Their theories are quantity theory of money, theory of interest, liquidity preference theory, post-Keynesian development theory, the interest elasticity of transaction theory, Friedman's monetary theory, and finally empirical evidences based on the demand for money. Let's come to the first theories, that means quantity theory of the money. What is the quantity theory of the money? That means under this quantity theory of money, we will see classical theories of money demand. The quantity theory of money, according to this classical, this is the theory that discusses how the nominal value of aggregate income is determined. The theory is based on the concept of velocity of money. What is velocity of money? This velocity of money is the rate of turnover of the money. That means velocity of money is the average number of times that a unit of currency is spent in buying the total amount of goods and services produced in the economy. It provides this classical theory of the quantity provides the link between money supply and nominal income. What is nominal income? Nominal income means the price of the product times the total amount of goods produced in the economy. So the equation developed by this classical theory is the total money supply times the velocity, that means the V, is equal to the price of the product times total output produced in the economy. So velocity, V is velocity, M is money supply, and P is average price level, Y is total level of income or volume of transaction, and PY is, that means price times volume of the product or income is nominal income. From the above identity, that means M times V is equal to price times Y. We derive the equation for velocity of money. The velocity, as we said, it is the total number of times or the times of a unit of money spent on purchasing or buying goods and services we said. So velocity is equal to, by crisscross, by dividing both sides by M, we can get velocity or V is equal to P times Y divided by M. M is total supply of money. According to classicalists, velocity of money depends on institutional and technological factors related to the paying behavior of the people. That means this velocity of the money can be affected by two factors according to these classical theories. The first factor is institutional change, and the second is by the factors of technology. So the classicals believe that this velocity is constant in short run, because in the short run the institutions and technologies cannot be changed. So this, according to this, the quantity theory of money implies that money is neutral with respect to the real sector of the economy, and the movement is in the price level results only from change in the quantity of money. Let me repeat this one. The quantity theory of money implies that money is neutral with respect to the real sector of the economy, and the movement in price, that means the change up and down movement of the price, that means rising or decreasing of the price level, results only from change in quantity of money. That means when the quantity of money changes, the price also changes. When the supply of money increases, supply price increase. When it decreases, the price also decreases. In classical model, people therefore demand money in order to make payment for the purchase of goods and services. Now, the main point that we understand from this classical theory of the quantity of money is that people only demand or want to hold money on their hands only for the transaction, or that means it is for the purchasing of goods and services. From the formula, velocity is equal to price times y divided by money, total money supply of money given, we can derive the formula of money holding or money supply in the form that money supply is equal to price times y divided by v. That means we can derive m times v is equal to price times y by dividing both sides by by v. We can get m is equal to py divided by v. That means velocity. In effect, the quantity theory of money tells us how much money people hold for a given amount of aggregate income, and is a theory of demand for money. Money demand is equal to py over v. That means the demand for money is with this p times y divided by v. That means velocity is equal to k times py, k small letter, reciprocal of velocity, while the other symbols are defined as above. Classical economists considered money as a simply means of payment or medium of exchange. That means the classical theory believes that many people want money only for a medium of exchange, no other else. That is for only medium, that means for the transaction, that means for purchasing of goods and services. This is the belief of the quantity theory of money. Let's revise this. The quantitative theory of money, according to this theory, they believe that people want to have money or want to hold money only for purchasing of goods and services, for transaction only. That is classical theory or quantity theory of money. The second is the Cambridge approach to money demand. The second theory of the demand for money, the Cambridge approach to money demand or cash balance approach. What is the belief of this? And what makes different this Cambridge approach theory from that of the classical theories? The Cambridge school followed a different approach, though they arrived at a similar money demand equation, which implies that the quantity of money demanded is given by some proportion of the nominal income. It is a little approach that means similar with that of the classical theories, but the main thing that makes this classical, the Cambridge approach different from this of the classical approach. According to this Cambridge approach, many people want to money not only for transactions, but they also demand money for as a store of value. As we said, money has a function. The four functions of money are: one, it is for as a medium of exchange, money used as a medium of exchange. The second is store of value. The third is standard of deferred payment, and the fourth one is as a unit of account. In this Cambridge approach, people, according to this approach, people want to have a money for the transaction and on the other for a store of a value. They did not take money demand, only affected by volume of transaction or nominal income and the velocity. They allow for flexibility in people's decision about money holding instead of being completely by institutional and technological factors. According to the classical theories, the factors that affect the demand for money are institutional and technological factors. But according to this Cambridge approach, it is only not affected by these two factors. It is also affected by the interest rate on the demand for money. For whom people demand money because it serves as a medium of exchange, and the other is as a store of value. This means as a medium of exchange and a store of value. The third approach of the demand for money theory is theory of interest rate. There are 4 theories of interest rate which are enumerated as follows. One, the classical theory of interest or the real theory of interest. The second, neoclassical theory of interest or loanable fund theory of interest. The third, Keynes theory of liquidity preference. And the fourth is neo-Keynesian theory of interest rate theories. Let's come to the first approach, that means the classical theory of interest. How the classical theory of interest affects the demand for money. The classical theory of interest rate is associated with the name of David Ricardo, Marshall, A.C. Pigou, Cassels, Walras, Townsend, and Knight. This theory is also known as the real theory of interest rate because in determination of interest rate, only real factors like productivity and thrift are considered and monetary factors are not given any importance. According to the classical theory of interest, the rate of interest rate is determined by the intersection of demand and the supply of investment. You know, the relation between the investment and the supply of demand. The intersection of demand and the supply of investment. What is the demand for investment and what is the supply of investment? And how can we explain this relation between the demand and the supply of interest rates? Therefore, interest rate is the price of investment because firms borrow money for investment. Thus, investment depends on interest rate. Low interest rate encourage high investment, and high interest rate leads to reduction in investment because interest rate is the cost of investment. As the cost of investment increases, the demand for investment decreases and vice versa. So investment is inversely related to interest rate. Households save their money to earn interest rate. High interest rate leads to high saving and low interest leads to low saving. This means the relation between interest rate and saving is proportional. As interest rate increases, saving also increases. As interest rate decreases, saving decreases. Interest rate is inversely related to investment, but directly related to saving. Firms' demand for investment is fulfilled by household saving. If there is a saving, there is a supply for money, and the firms can get a loan from the bank. That saving is supply and investment is demand in goods market. We can say saving is the supply and the investment is the demand. That is how we can explain the relation between the demand and the supply of investment. The demand for investment and the supply for investment. So saving is the supply of investment, and the other we can say that saving is supply and investment is demand in goods and the market. So we can say saving as a supply and demand, investment as a demand. That is the relation between the two. We can show graphically this relation between saving and the demand. The demand is downward sloping and saving is upward sloping. So interest rate is the cost and the benefit is for the saving households, it is the benefit. For investors, it is the cost. that makes in classical theory saving is an increasing function of rate of interest, which may be written as saving a function of interest rate, and investment is a declining function of rate of interest, which may be written as investment is a function of, again, interest rate. But the sign of the magnitude may be for saving positive, for investment it is negative. Thus, rate of investment determined equilibrium in classical theory will be given as investment as a function of interest rate equal to saving as a function of interest rate. The two functions, that means the saving function and investment function, cross each other at the point where a function of interest rate investment is equal to the function of saving functions. So this is concerning about the classical theory of interest rate that determines or affects this saving and investments. For today, it is enough. Thank you for your attention. Now, for newcomers of this video, I request you to subscribe this YouTube to get the day-to-day information concerning these economics courses. And for those, the family of this YouTube, I request you to make share for your friends and give your comments, questions. I will give you a response for your comments. Thank you for your whole attending this video. Goodbye.